Greetings to you, my dear friend. I sincerely hope that all is well with you and with your family, particularly your children. The fourth commandment calls upon us to work 6 days and rest one, and that day of rest lies between Friday and Sunday. It is Saturday, the seventh day. This lifestyle required by God is based on the Creator's conduct. For he worked 6 days and rested one. We are informed of this in Genesis chapter 1 and chapter 2, verses 1 to 3. But from what precisely did the Creator rest? If we can identify that, we will learn a lesson that is very, very precious, and that's my desire in this audio to present this lesson to you. The Bible tells us in Psalm 33, verse 6, "By the word of the Lord were the heavens made, and all the host of them by the breath of his mouth." Verse 9 tells us, "For he spake, and it was done. He commanded, and it stood fast." So we are informed that God created by the word. In Hebrews 11, verse 3, the Bible tells us, "Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God." In 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 5, we're told, "For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of God the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water." Psalm 33, 6 and 9. Hebrews 11:3. 2 Peter 3:5. You may add Psalm 148, verses 1, 2, and 5. Isaiah 45, verse 12. They all tell us that creation was done by the word of God. Which means, when God rested from creation, listen carefully now, he rested from speaking. Because creation was done by the word. When God rested from creation, he rested from speaking. When Christ healed the woman with the issue of blood in Mark chapter 5, she touched his garment, and Jesus said in verse 30, I believe it is, of Mark 5, "Virtue is gone out of me." Now, Christ did not speak on that occasion, but nonetheless, if he had spoken, the same power would have healed the woman. Virtue, and the Greek word for virtue is dunamis, which means power. And from dunamis, we get the word dynamic, and we get dynamite. When God speaks his word, that word contains dynamite, and virtue goes out of God. Of course, God's virtue is self-replenishing, but it leaves him nonetheless. And so when God rested, he rested from speaking. How can we apply that practically? My listening friend, please understand my motive as I speak these words. Sometimes we need to rest from speaking. Sometimes we talk too much, and that excessive talking can lead to problems in the family, in the schoolroom, on the church board, in the business meeting. Sometimes we talk too much. The Bible tells us in James chapter 1, verse 19, "Wherefore, my beloved brother or beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath." We must be quick in listening and cautious in speaking. It is not by accident that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. Surely the lesson for us is, listen more than you speak. And so our Creator rested from speaking, because it was by speaking that he created the heavens and the earth. And he calls upon us to rest. But my lesson for you today, my recommendation, if I may say that to you, is simply this. Monitor how much you talk. You may find it necessary to speak less and listen more. You may find that this will minimize problems, difficulties, and hazards in your life. Let us listen more and talk less. As you keep the Sabbath holy, the day on which God rested from the speaking activity of creation, may you see the wisdom in listening more than you speak. Happy Sabbath, and God bless you.